What's good, boys? It's Zach back here with another video. In today's video, we will be going over the product research guide that melts poverty. I just thought of that title before I started making this video, and I thought it was player, so that's the title we're going to roll with. But don't take that title as a joke. This shit actually fucking works. This shit has helped me make over 6 figures literally in the past 3 months. I've only been doing ads for about 6 months now. I started in organic and now I switched over to ads, so that's kind of my background in ecom. I made a decent amount of money in organic and was like, okay, if I really want to scale to like 100K months, $1 million months, really hit those big numbers, ads was a switch I had to make. So I finally made that switch to ads, and I've had success ever since I've got over here because I had that dropshipping background. But enough about that, let's get back into the video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the exact product criteria I use, and then I'll also do some live product research with you guys, showing you kind of like what's going through my mind. What do I think about this product? Is it good? Is it bad? Maybe find you guys a couple winners that you guys could run yourself if you're one of the first ones to watch this video. But anyways, let's hop over here to Paint and let's go over some product research criteria. Alright, so we'll go with the first one. You guys probably already know this one, but it's problem solving. But we don't just, sorry, that's terrible handwriting, but we don't just want it to be problem solving. We want it to solve some type of insecurity. So one of the best examples I could give for like a product that solves an insecurity, just to give you guys some like visual to what I'm trying to say here, is shapewear. So with shapewear, a big insecurity obviously with women is that they're too fat or they're not like super snatched and like slim. So they buy this shapewear that like slims them up, maybe lifts their ass a little bit, all this stuff to help them look better, which solves their insecurity of maybe having like a flat ass, so they get a butt lifter, push-up bra for their tits and shit like that. But that's why shapewear is so big, is because it solves such a big insecurity in women. So going off of just normal problem solving, another one you want it to be is for it to be a big pain point. And we'll kind of describe what a big pain point is. So for big pain point, I'll use one of my old products as an example. I sold this product that was a mosquito repellent patch. They just place it on like a part of their clothes and it like repelled the mosquitoes. Like mosquitoes, so I'm from Minnesota. I live in Arizona now. But one of the big reasons that like, it's not why I moved, but like a big plus of why I moved is there's no bugs over here. But living in Minnesota, like in like the Midwest, the bugs were absolutely terrible. So I already knew like mosquitoes are a massive pain point. And just like bugs in general, because nobody, like when you get bit, it gets all itchy. Maybe the bite kind of hurts. Like it's a big pain point that people have. So that was one of the main reasons why I picked that, because of its big pain point. And then also I went deeper into market research and found out that my biggest competitor, which was the spray, the bug spray, had this like chemical that a lot of like people who are in like the health arc don't like, called D, because like it could lead to cancer and other shit like that. So like that was more the market research side, but yeah, the mosquitoes was the big pain point that I hit with that product, and that's an example of a product that hits a big pain point. Okay, so the second thing we'll look for in the winning product is that it is visual. Visual. So what visual means is that like you can see it happening in real time. So like I'll do like a lip plump, for example, or we could just use shapewear again. With shapewear, when they put it on, they can see the visual effect that the product is having on them, and especially they can see it in the ad. So like visual and also instant. So it's visual and instant, like they're both like basically the same thing, but you want the product to show off what it does like right away. That can be the one thing that's kind of like hard about selling supplements, because obviously supplements is a massive niche. I've made good money in supplements. You have to have more knowledge on the product and talking about what the product's actually going to do for the customer. So you can't really rely on it being visual or instant. So like if you're more of a beginner, I would especially hit this visual and instant. All right, so the third thing I want to go over is that it has some type of viral factor. So what viral factor means is that it's something that like stands out. Like you see it scrolling and you're like, whoa, like what's this product? Like this could be like the wow factor of the product. Like for example, I'll give kind of like a wow factor product. So this product is like older, like it's not like that new, but the product is a Pilates board. The reason why this Pilates board was so viral is because you could literally do Pilates at home. Like nobody's seen this machine or this type of product come out before, so it was like really unique and really viral to that market. Obviously it hit big pain points like fitness and like people not wanting to go into the actual gym, but because of that viral factor really stood out, and the people who launched that early were the ones who had so much success with that product. And like an example of like a product that doesn't really have that viral factor would be something like shapewear, unless it's like a brand new type of shapewear nobody's ever seen before. But if you're trying to launch like a tummy tuck shapewear, everybody's seen it before. People are just going to go to like Lululemon, Skims, Hey Shape, like their main stores that they would normally shop at. The fourth thing that you have to have, and this is important especially if you want to scale, is good margins. So the margins I normally try to be around are like 4 to 7x markup of the actual price. So a couple reasons why I mark up my products so high is because I don't know if it's just me or if any of you guys have also seen this too, but when I tend to mark my products up more and they're more expensive, they're one of the more expensive options that people can buy for that product, they'll tend to shop with me because they think they're getting a better product because it's more money. We almost live in like the day and age where like people are like willing to spend more money on products just because they want the higher quality product. Like people don't want shitty products anymore. They're willing to spend more money. And two, when I'm trying to scale, it gives me a lot of comfort because as you guys know, as you scale, your CPAs will start to rise. And when those rise, you want to be able to still compete and be at a healthy profit margin. So by your product price already being this high, and then obviously you'll have post-purchase upsells and in-cart upsells and shit like that. But when you're marked up this high already, you can be profitable with a pretty low ROAS. You can still be getting like 15% margins. So obviously it's not good, but you can be getting 15% margins without upsells while being at like a 1.7. So like when you're over 2, you're really scaling. You can really push scale. All right, the fifth thing that I do look for also is that it is in some type of demand. So before I do get into this one, I do want to say you can find products that are pretty low on Calidata. Nobody's launched on Facebook yet. There's really not a lot of talk about it left and still be successful. With one of my products that literally happened to me, it was like, I think it did like 12K revenue on Calidata before I launched it, and nobody else was running that product. But I will also say, if you want to be more on the safer side and not completely off your own intuition, in demand is a good thing. In demand, normally I look for it to be like pretty trendy on TikTok. Like you can find a lot of UGC, a lot of things to work with your ads to start. But then also if you go over to Facebook ad library, you want to make sure it's like 2, 3, maybe 4 people running the product, and you don't really want them to be at scale yet. You want them to still be in the testing phase so you can still come in and compete. Because like you guys probably already know this, but like Facebook really competes on how much money you're spending. Obviously, because like the more money you spend, the more eyes you get put in front of. But if somebody's already been in that market and with that same exact product and same ads for like a month, you can't really come in and compete with that anymore because they've spent so much money already. So that's why we just look for them to still be in the testing phase, still like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All right, the last thing I do try to look for when I'm picking out a product is that it is cheap to ship. So when I'm looking at a product, it is just kind of in like the back of my head that I have to be looking like if it's going to be cheap shipping or not. So cheap shipping is anything that's under 3 kg. So that's a terrible G, but 3 kg and under. So what 3 kg is, that's anything 3 kg and under is going to be $6 shipped. So my supplier ships from $16.88, which is basically just the Amazon for China. It literally has any product that you need to get sourced. But the thing is, you have to have a supplier because you need a Chinese driver's license to be able to buy from it. If you guys don't have a supplier, just join my free Discord. It's in the description, and just DM me or just text me in the chat like saying like, hey, can you hook me up with a supplier? And I'll send you his WhatsApp and I can get you just connected with him. But like when you think about like a 3 kg product, like you start to think about like supplements and you start to think about like patches and shit like that. But like things like the Pilates board is obviously going to be more expensive to ship. So for those, unless you know that you can still have a healthy profit margin and you can still hit your KPIs, then you're fine running those products. But just keep in mind shipping in your head. All right, that's kind of all I have for like product criteria. So like all my product criteria that I just look for and keep in the back of my head. So like problem solving, visual, viral factor, good margins, in demand, and cheap shipping. So now we'll get into some live product research. And I'll just go through what settings I use, even though like you should play around with them. And then I'll just kind of go through products and then talk about it and shit like that. All right, now that we're over here on Calidata, the things that I normally do is like 7 days. And then also I'll put on growing. So 7 days because I'm looking for products that have just jumped up in sales and have just started making a lot of money. Plus growing just because then it filters out all the products that are kind of dying out and it just gives me more like newer products, I guess, even though there will still be some older ones in here that are still growing. But this will also give you the products that just jumped too. Alright, so normally I kind of just skip past the first couple of pages just because normally those products are probably cooked by now. You kind of want to be under like, I would say like probably like under 100 rev. That's a good spot to be when looking for products. But that's a brand sheets like can't really scale. Sippy cup. This is actually a really good product. This was a skincare product and it was like some toning pads and there was like a crazy UGC of some dude talking about how like he went to like a club and he saw some like Korean girl who was like 36 but had like flawless skin and like looked like she was like 21 and then she was like telling him like, oh yeah, she uses this patch. But that shit, anyways, that was just rant, but that shit went hella viral. Not really seeing anything in here. A wig, I've never ran a wig personally, but I do know some people who have had success with that. That's just kind of like an interesting product to run, but I don't know. I've seen people making money with it, but it just seems like that market's like, I feel like everybody already has their like wig brand that they would go to, but I don't know. Gummies, damn. I'm not seeing anything right now, but I'm also not really like clicking into anything. I should probably start clicking into shit. Candy. There's nothing really catching my eye. It's like a lot of brands and a lot of just like bullshit that I wouldn't run. Clothing, I've tried to run clothing before. I've had like I would say it's like an unsuccessful store. It only did like 20k rev, but it just like couldn't really scale. It didn't really have that like like you need this product type of feeling. Couch comfort. This was a banger product that did really well on ads. This product low-key looks like some interesting shapewear. I haven't seen this one before. Just started going. Let's see what it's about. I don't really know what it does yet. See, this is one thing you guys have to look for that I just noticed. Most of their revenue is off of live revenue and not off of video revenue. And the reason why this is important is because you literally have no videos to really run ads with. Like, this video's done $800, a bunch of hundreds in here. Like, all their traffic is just coming from straight live revenue. But anyways, yeah, not really seeing anything yet. But I mean, this is low-key like pretty good revenue range to find like a low-key banger that's just popped off. Like I kind of like the 50k range. That's normally a pretty good range. It's just like a Ring doorbell camera. Oh, this looks like a pretty good product. So like a dog supplement. Let's see what their 180 days is. I mean, it's not really a new product. I've definitely seen this product around. But let's kind of see what it is.
So if your dog's fatty lumps look like this or this, close your wallet. You don't need another vet bill. My mother-in-law's golden retriever is a doggy dermatologist. That doggy dermatologist told her that turkey tail she actually ended up talking to a holistic doggy dermatologist. That doggy dermatologist told her that turkey tail mushroom is very high in and my mother and that's went from golf ball size to grape size, which is huge.
Yeah, so it's some type of supplement for dogs that like that gets like these like bumps or something off them. So yeah, this looks like a pretty good product that I would actually probably run. So the next thing that I would do is I'd go over to Ad Library and see if there's like anybody else running the product or scaling up right now. So I'm just going to take some keywords from here and then bring them over to Ad Library and just kind of play around with this to see if I can find if somebody is running the same product or not. So I'm not seeing any of the same ads. Let's do just dog food topper, see if anything pops up. And I'm still not seeing anything on Facebook, which is weird because this product's been around for a decent amount. Let me look into the actual product link to see if I can find some better keywords. So, dog topper. See, sometimes what you can do is you can just look up like the brand name, and sometimes people will leave it like in their ad copy and like the brand name will pop up. So yeah, this person's running the same thing. Let's kind of look at like what
So if your dog's fatty,
yeah, they're just ripping 1-to-1, so you could definitely come in and compete with these guys because you could just make your own ads. You could use the same UGC, but chop it up a little bit, different hooks, different bodies, shit like that. Like make it your own ad. And then I would also come in here and just like look at their store, see what we could compete on. One for monthly supply, buy one get one free. See, you could definitely beat them because you could run a buy one get one free, buy two get two free, buy three get three free. So you could definitely beat them on offer because I know this product's going to be cheap to ship because of the size, and you can just tell that's going to be like a cheaper product. But overall, they have a pretty good store. Yeah, these guys are pretty good, but I do think you guys with better ads could come in and compete with them. When did they launch? They launched on the 18th. What is today? The 26th. They've been around for a week. That's good because normally the testing period's like 3 days, so we know that these guys are making money because they're still running ads. So yeah, I think this is a product that I would go ahead and compete on like today. The last 7 days, you can tell that they're back to growing again. They're kind of down in revenue, but now they're growing again, so that's a good sign to see. Not too much competition on Facebook right now. Obviously, I could have done deeper. There's probably one or maybe two more competitors on this right now. So I'd do more deep dive into Facebook ad library to see who else is competing with you. But yeah, I mean, this is overall a pretty good product. But anyways, boys, that is going to wrap up the video for today. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys learn more about product research, how to find products that actually win and you can eventually scale. If you want to join my free Discord, it's in the description, along with a link to Luxury Tools, which is just a app. So I pay $24 a month for this app, and I get all of these tools. If I move my head, yeah, you saved $1,375 in subscriptions if you were to be subscribed to all of these apps, which I use basically all of these. If you guys want a link to this will be in the description as well, as long as my Instagram. But anyways, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you boys in the next video.